Hi there, sign of Taurus. This is Kim, here to give you your next 3-day messages. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for joining me, you guys. Thank you for joining me. Opening up to your spirit team and your angels for these messages. Also, just want to quickly add that information for private readings is in the description box below. And let's get on with this. Okay, so this deck here is the archetype deck, Kim Krans. What messages, spirit guides, angels do they need to know for the highest good? Wow, the apocalypse. Goodness. Apocalypse. Excuse me. And the threshold. The warrior. Okay, well that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, this is one of the this might be one of the out there readings because the apocalypse is when the darkness becomes very well known what it is. It shows itself. It comes to the surface. It pierces through the veil. And you're also able to see through this veil, okay? You are represented by the light here. Now, you can imagine if you're that light, if you're that flame, and you are actually burning through something like this silk lattice, how fast it would be, right? You're here, with this card showing up, you're here to dispel the darkness. And it looks like it's part of the divine path, something that you're a spiritual warrior. You would already know this. If this reading is meant for you, then you know that you're one of the people that can see when the darkness is trying to rise, when it's trying to fight, and you bring the light. You dispel it, you transmute it, you change it. So this is an interesting shift I see, because now we have the threshold, which here, this card has a kind of like another card built into it in a way. This area right here, I always think of like as the village energy. It represents to me what we are comfortable with, like what we have always known. It's not, and I'm not labeling it like not bad or good. It just means that you're on this threshold where you're on the precipice about to jump into a different experience. This is going to give you a lot of creative passion here in this threshold. So, no doubt there will always be this type of work to do, but I'm getting it more as you're about to come out of an experience where you've had to witness quite a lot of darkness. Some sort of truth about that. So the divine warrior, your mental clarity and your sharpness about what you stand for, who you stand for, is here with the diamond being right in the third eye. So like your vision, you know what you're fighting for, like what causes you would be fighting for. Especially if we're talking about global things like that too. You're so tuned in that without a doubt, you already know where you stand, what you stand for. So you stand for the light, I believe. Because I'm looking at this as like a divine warrior here. With cause. Look at the snake. The cattle skull. And I've been hearing cattle all day. They don't live too far down the road, and they are mooing a lot today, which is a sign of possibly cash and miracles, abundance. So I want to know more about this threshold. looks like you're about to jump into. So you know how sometimes people have 1 foot in and they're almost there, they already got. I don't feel like you are. I feel like you're in a place here where all is familiar. I'm not going to say completely comfortable because the story might be different for different people, but that 2 feet down, like you're about to jump into this experience. So this might be something kind of very new for you. Like before you know it, Spirit's going to say jump, you know. Woo! Major change, major transformation, death card. Major Arcana number 13. That's the threshold. It's a transformation. It's a change of state when something's completely done with, and getting closure here on a chapter. Getting closure on a chapter. Ace of Cups. And here comes your Ace of Cups. So here comes your new beginning. And the card, by the way, this is Todd Alcott's Sci-Fi Tarot. I don't know if I said that. A thrilling new emotional experience. Your future begins now. What's in the container? Love, joy, a promotion, a baby. Look inside to find out. You know what it reminds me of, though? It reminds me of those capsules. I haven't gone to the bank in a long time in person, but you know those little vacuum containers that you put your stuff into? It reminds me of that. So for some of you all, this is a thrilling new experience where you're going to have a lot of joy because also your finances are going to take off. Just another message because of what I'm seeing in that. Can be love. Can be love. Like I say, it's, we don't know. Maybe I'll get some more information here. What is this? Ace of Cups for Taurus collective. Well, you know. You know. Balance and harmony is being restored when it comes to your finances, and because I have the Six of Pentacles also. So that is an energy exchange where even if it's part of something that's closing out, you're getting something from it. This is tangible. I feel like this is something financial with that message. But the High Priestess is you know, basically, you know already, you have the codes. Look at all this power. All of the power. Are those Tesla things in the background? The coils or whatever. I think that is a pomegranate. I know at one time I said that looked to me like a red onion. I don't eat much fruit. Okay, I really don't. I don't like fruit too much at all. But I make myself drink those nutritional things, so I get some, but I really don't like eating fruit at all. I don't really like sweet things, and I don't know why I'm going on and on about that. But anyways, back to your reading. The High Priestess here is saying that, like, you know already that something good is coming. You feel the threshold that you're at. What this has to do with some gift or ability too. There could be distractions. I'm telling you, the energy here feels a little like, whoa, there's a lot going on. Look, it feels like that. Might be hard to keep focus because there's something really exciting and you can feel it. You also feel the ending of something that you're okay with, like the transformation of something dying out. And I think you're okay with this. Tell me about the High Priestess. I'm going to pull from the Oracle of Genetic Gifts. I just want to get something on maybe an ability, or an ascension. An ability. Okay. Big time. Wow. Wow. All right. The letter B might be important to you, as well as blogging or writing, things like that. But You have high priestess abilities. Maybe even this is like you can see the threshold or what you're about to jump into, because your clairvoyance abilities are really nice, and you can visualize what's happening or what's going to happen here in your future. That clear seeing, clairvoyance, and then we were talking earlier about the diamond being right there in that third eye spot of the warrior. This is a gift for your purpose. This is a gift for your purpose. And what is your purpose? Master number 22. You are here to architect, be the divine architect. You may notice that there has been a false matrix of control and greed, and that is falling away, that is losing power, and a divine matrix is being built. It's already here. There's already connections, and there's certain people here that are maybe jumping into that experience. They have the consciousness to do so, awareness of it, and now they're here to build something new, and that is you. That would be the transition from, we'll explain a little bit easier here as to why the apocalypse is, like why that energy would be fighting, but it's being seen, it's coming to the surface. And this is you in the divine matrix that you're creating. You're here to be the master builder with some sort of big visual abilities here. I would definitely say if you catch this reading, then make sure you are meditating, because you may get some very different visuals that you have never gotten before because of this increasing at this moment. For real though, because ascension number 10 is here too, and this is about nirvana plane. That's a plane of perfection, right? 12 strand DNA, teleportation. Okay, well, I'm picking more up that this is like your 12 strand DNA. That's the divine blueprint DNA, where in this reading, it has to do with your gifts and abilities that you divinely actually were always built into you, coming online, being activated, and also the ability to heal oneself. You may be feeling lots of intense energies right now moving through you, and fluctuations and things like that. So I mean, you could even be going from very excited, a lot to do, to not wanting to do a single thing and feeling just totally drained for no reason. Like these type of upgrades, this is how you were meant to be, and it's gonna take a lot to go from where. So some of you all are doing this, like this group are doing this before other people in the population here, and so your gifts will be very evident, and it will be known that just by your aura, your energy signature, there's something different about you. That is part of your cause, though. It's part of, like, that wouldn't turn on if it didn't have a use, if the divine didn't have a use for it to build something here. Everything has this, meaning to it. You're bringing divine order to the cosmos. 7 of Pentacle and the Emperor. Beautiful. 7 of Pentacle and the Emperor energy. Power like unto a god, right? That's your divine self. When there's no doubt that any kind of limit was perceived. It was perception, it was perceived, it was programmed. And this is all, like, it's deprogramming everything and restoring back to this this energy that is in you, within you. It's breaking free. It's asserting yourself. You are the leader, like the one that is over all of the kings. Represent leaders, but this is true leadership over all of the kings. So this is like a very big amount of power that you're stepping into. This says patience, planning, everything that you've invested in, it will pay off. I think this, wow, and the star, the Two of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. We'll stop with that because if I keep going, I know I'll just keep going. It looks good, but we'll stop with that. So what I have is that all of this work that you have done, all of the effort that you've put into yourself is manifesting. And you've had to have patience here while the divine's plans for you to be an example of what it is like to step into your godlike power and authority come completely online. And I think they're coming completely online. You may feel very strange right now and definitely need to have time for your body to adjust. I'm getting for your body to adjust. Because there's a plan that the Most High or the Monad has for you as part of its order. New order as part of its new order. So, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. Wow. Anything's really possible with these, but it's portals that are opening up. You could look at it as a portal or a pathway. With you, I'd say you could probably visualize it and you would probably be bang on. You would be exactly right. Ace of Wands says you're going to have inspiration and passion on this next new path. These both represent new things coming into your life. New love, new passion, new ways to direct your passion. Maybe that you've always had, but now some sort of skill, an ability comes more online. It's going to send you 2 feet into a new experience. So don't doubt at this moment that you're not planned and prepared for this type of power. As you have the Two of Wands here where we have been focused. We've been planning. We've been preparing ourselves. Open to all of the possibilities of what is possible. What could I do? So this was like the start of your visualization. And this also can represent your alignment. It's things coming into alignment with how you see it for yourself. So the star, the dream that's actually finally manifest. The thing that maybe you only thought was going to be possible when you were a child and you were able to look at life without limitations. And also, if you remember being a child, we had a lot of delight in very simple things. Like, they always remind me when I see that. Being a child and like being outside chasing a bumblebee, and you remember like the sound of what it made, and how thrilling it was to like follow it from flower to flower. It's like that's kind of like the attitude or the energy they want you to get back into. They want you to be very excited for every little thing because it's lining you up on this path for the really big thing. And you're going to want to have those memories, is what they're saying. So you have a big financial gain here. It says luxury at the end of the world. An oasis of riches to sustain herself. So also an ability to heal, self-healing here with the star, Nine of Pentacles, reward for your effort. It will be worth it. So have fun and enjoy those little signs and the little achievements that lead you to this point. No telling how big that could be, that Nine of Pentacles. No telling. It's a big amount. So have patience if you're needing to have patience right now with yourself, with this coming in. And know that like you're different now. You're different now. Your DNA makeup, something here is very different about you now. Something's going to be, the way that of manifesting feels more free for you. they're just saying like so many possibilities. There's so many possibilities here. So the person of air, very likely. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But I think this is you, because this clarity of thought and the clarity of your third eye vision, it's paired with like your intelligence, the knowledge that you already hold, and then you're going to be really calculated when it comes to how you're planning things next. I feel like the more that you see something be made manifest, those little achievements, those little things that make you feel really good, the more something is going to build upon, you're going to build upon a plan here for yourself. A plan of breaking free, perhaps, or trying something new, like a bucket list here. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces energy. And this situation where they're saying, yeah, there's these new, good, great things, it's very likely to occur. Very likely to occur. You can already see and feel that this is likely to occur for you. I was noticing that. I was going to say that this looks like grapes, but I don't think it is grapes, so I didn't say it. But there's something here that might be significant about these violet colored flowers or purple colored flowers. Grapes says abundance, bearing fruit, harvest, merriment, prosperity, enjoying the fruits of your labor and wealth. Whoa, and then I cut it at 8 and 888. I mean, shoot. 8 and 88, which is 888 is what I meant to say. So this talks about how successful you are. This talks about how wealthy you're going to be on the spiritual and material abundance. Wow. Okay, I'm going to try to just fling one out instead to maybe wrap up this reading. Oh, 17. Have patience with the star energy within you. Have patience with that, because this 1717, it's coming. And especially if there is this big focus here on your financial independence, entrepreneurship, things like that. So it says 17, the quality of work you produce when you're going at it alone is almost unbelievable. You are as independent as you are ambitious, capable of performing every step of the way. With efficiency, focus, and skill, I am independent. 10:10, keep your thoughts positive, be patient. Everything is working out for your highest good. And trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. I am patient. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. I'm sending you light, love. I hope you have a good night or day whenever you're watching this. Bye.